Hey everybody out there on the internets, welcome again to another edition of Direct to Riff. Tonight I'm going to be watching a training video. In my life I've been privy to a few of those. None of them are ever any real good quality of any kind of production value, none of that. And they're goofy for whatever reasons, and they're mainly just something to laugh at. But I think if I had this training video and the job that goes with it, my life would be on a different path. Maybe a more pleasant one. Well, regardless, this is all about the holiday training program for Nintendo in 1993. So we're going to see how well this goes now. Ooh, neat. Oh, I guess whoever had this decided to...
Welcome to Nintendo of America and the unique Power of Choice product demonstration seminar.
Yeah, and all that. D-U-L-L, boring, man.
Really? Okay. Hey, look, even when I had my Game Boy, I didn't bop around like this. Oh, the Super Scope? That thing sucks. Star Fox? No, nobody likes Tetris 2. Tetris 2 is straight garbage.
Hey, welcome to the Nintendo team and the 1993 Holiday Demonstration Program. I'm Ben. Nice to meet you.
And I'm on a bad green screen.
You and your store will be representing the largest manufacturer of video games in the world. You know, Nintendo.
Well, at least they're not going back and forth crazy like
You'll see why
cat
70
crazy.
million other game player dudes across the world are Nintendo nutso. It's radical fun, man. But first...
Not that NHL game. That's radical suck.
And now, the condensed version of the history of Nintendo. 1889, Nintendo Kopai is established to manufacture Hanafuda.
Yeah, that's common knowledge nowadays. Well, somewhat. But I've known that for a while.
Nintendo enters first licensing agreement with Walt Disney, producing Mickey Mouse playing cards.
And
well, Donkey Kong
there was a couple other things happened between 59 and 81.
The system is introduced in the United States. 1987, Legend of Zelda becomes a legendary success.
Condensed version. Shit, this is like mega abridged.
Nintendo Power magazine is published.
Ooh.
1989,
We'll at least talk about Nintendo Power.
The super puzzle game Tetris. 1991, Nintendo launches the Super NES 16-bit system.
This is all North American stuff, though, because all that stuff is way earlier in Japan.
1993, Super FX chip technology.
Oh yeah,
Nintendo
that whole
once
thing.
Again, leading the way into the future.
Tell you what.
Very historical. Anyway, you've got.
Oh, it's good to know that the codec
and the accessories that no normal human can live without. You know, like help them make the right choice. Next,
rendering for this, the audio is off. That's great. So this is gonna be fun to edit later.
Answer all the questions the customer has about the
Oh God, the early '90s fonts bullshit. I hate that ransom letter look.
Chill. We got it all worked out. We'll help you. I got the action on all.
Oh, I remember that standee. That standee was pretty cool.
And everything you ever wanted to know about Nintendo's awesome product line.
God, I wonder how much that stuff's valued at now.
No. That's the good news. That's how to get some cash. You get to play games with the customers over the next month, and on top of it all,
wearing that hat?
A certificate of achievement. A really awesome piece of paper that tells everyone you represent Nintendo.
Yeah, it's about as valuable as most degrees nowadays.
Entire neighborhood. Cool, huh? Oh, okay. Let's get started. You should have a bunch of stuff that came into the store in a big white box that this tape came out of. It has all your supplies in it. Tell them
all
what to
these
look for.
sound effects, all this bad green screen.
Thanks, Ben.
You guys should be better than this.
Display demonstration station with a checklist to match up with the contents. 100 of the following brochures for handouts to interested customers. The product line brochure covering Super NES, Game Boy, and the original NES. The Super NES
Nobody was
brochure.
talking about the NES in '93.
Pages for customers
You could
games,
barely get this thing out of the store anymore. You would almost pay people to take the NES back in '93. And the sad thing was some of their best games came out then.
After watching this video. There is also a game pack directory noting game release dates and other cool info.
So what was with that shake? Like, is it supposed to be caffeine jitters? What was that all about?
Poster to be hung in your store window where you write in your
Yeah, this is Super Mario All-Stars, part of that label.
3 Nintendo Power Players guides for customer reference to attach to the stand-up Mario demonstration station. The Super Mario All-Stars Players Guide. The Street Fighter 2 Turbo Players Guide.
I think I had that one, the Mario 2. I definitely had the Mario Paint guide. That thing was cool. Because my dad thought it'd be a really good idea for me to have Mario Paint. And it was pretty awesome. I like Mario Paint. The mouse sucks, but still pretty cool.
Mario stickers for handouts to kids. A Super Mario All-Stars and NHL Stanley Cup Game Pack Manual, so you can show customers how to play the
NHL
games.
Stanley Cup.
And one of 5 different banners.
Freeze, Ed. You forgot to tell them what they get for free. Bono gifts, dudes.
That's right, man.
You just told them.
Demonstrators will also get to keep one Mario thermal travel mug and a Mario Paint pen with flashlight keychain. Mario Paint, the
worthless
power
shit
to create. But that's not all. At the end of the program, they also receive the hat, the vest, the Nintendo keychain, the 2 buttons, and the stand-up
You know, all the
magician
shit
Mario
that you
display.
were wearing
All
to
this
promote
courtesy
this
of
shit.
Nintendo, makers of the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, Super NES, the best play here. Now, back to you, Ben.
Thanks,
Did
Mr.
you
Announcer.
legitimately just play the Jeopardy
Here's a hot tip. When you go
theme
through
music?
box stuff, use a checkoff sheet in the setting up section of the binder to make it easy. You know.
Was there a thing for a VHS tape?
Hey, that's a lot of stuff. So if you're missing any of those
If I could
supplies
read
that
it, but
went
I
on and on
can't,
about,
because the rendering
check out
on
the
this is
supply
terrible.
section of your training binder thing and dial the 1-800 number to get what you need. Also, sometime around December 1st, you'll get a box delivered that looks just like this. It'll have
It's a
additional
bomb.
brochures and stuff to hand out, and it will also contain 2 new handouts, a cool Mario Paint handout and gameplay guidelines.
Oh yeah, back when they hadn't really established that his name was Mario, not Mario.
And about the
That was a
standards they have to
popular
keep games
thing
fun
back
for
in
the
the
family.
80s and early 90s.
Once you get all
Like
this stuff
Mario's
set
name
up,
had not
your
been
store's Nintendo
firmly
area will
established
be
as
at
Mario.
least as good as this. Excellent, huh? Extra materials go in the back of your stand-up displays. Give them to any
I kind of wish I had
on the fence
some of
about
that
buying
stuff.
the goods. Now, these contain.
I have a couple issues of Nintendo Power nowadays, but not much.
Cool. That's a director. These laminated sheets and the player's guides and game pack manuals are for you to spew out great amounts of info on the Nintendo goods to the customer.
Great amounts of info, dude. Like totally through and through, and I don't know where that came from. Probably. Ooh, that was a nice display case.
Get familiar with it and set up your Mario display stand next to it. There's a section.
The Mario,
in the manual called
the
Displays
Super Nintendo
that covers how to
display
adjust the volume
kiosk
and change
was
out game packs and stuff.
pretty
That's what the
neat.
keys are for.
I still know
Make sure to read
places
about
that
these
have
displays in the
those.
store. And if it's not
Cartridges
working, call
Galore
the number
has
listed in
that.
that section and let 'em know.
Oh wow, the Game Boy
While on the
one.
job,
That
feel free to dress
I
casual.
rarely
But you
saw
also gotta
those.
be
Those are
professional.
neat.
You can wear like pants and a nice shirt or blouse for the females. And you know, shoes and stuff are required by law. You also got to wear the vest
Oh
and hat. So everyone
god,
can see
nothing's
you.
worse
You know
than
you're
seeing
the
your
Nintendo
drunk
answer
aunt trying to be hip.
or dudette. Always keep pen in your pocket, some of each of these brochures and tip sheets. You can wear both buttons. Cool.
Yeah, no one's
You're
doing that
dressed,
in that
set
vest.
up, ready to rock and roll. Time to party on.
This is
Wayne.
what happens when you see
First thing we
Walmart
gotta talk about
employees
is
on
Nintendo's
uppers.
Super Nintendo Entertainment System. You know, Super NES. It's way cool, and it's the most awesome Nintendo system there is. You
Well,
gotta
first of all,
recommend
that's
most
Super
free
Mario
enemies. For anyone who
All-Stars.
wants killer graphics and an advanced system. Display? No comparison. Got over 32,000 colors. It can display.
Oh yeah, back when bits and colors were all the main rage.
And Bono stereo sound. And according to one of those independent type 16-bit video game comparison study things done by some dudes named Booz, Allen, and Hamilton Inc., the Super NES has something called direct access memory time.
Oh
Kinda like the time
god.
it takes to remember
Now
the
we're
Barney
just throwing
Wilson
out
in
all.
Jurassic Park.
See, I remember
Yeah.
like when I
Anyway, this memory is 88%
when I was
faster
trying to convince
than
my
that.
dad to buy
It
me
also
this
can
shit,
have 60%
like
more
I would throw out
memory
all the
space.
technical specs
Now that is
to
way
show like
cool.
how competent
So
I
don't let
was.
anybody tell you
Oh
Nintendo is
fuck,
bad.
that Star Wars
You just
game
throw
is
the
hard as
comparison chart you
shit.
got in the back of that blue
But yeah, I used to throw that stuff out all the
laminated
time about bits and
laminated
processing and
It's
DMA and
also a
graphics
quick
and colors and
reference
shit
pocket info card.
all the
Now
time.
the Super NES comes in 2 different sets. the Super Set and the Control Set. The Super Set has it all. Check it out. 16-bit control deck, Super Mario World game pack,
But you have...
controllers, and RF.
Oh, that's right. They didn't do the Super Mario All-Stars pack in until later.
Get the Super Mario All-Star games for free when they buy a Super Set. They just have to follow the details.
Oh, that's right. That was a promotion
Make sure
at the
to tell
time.
all the customers that's a $60 value. By the way, there's extra coupons in your kit. Next is the Super NES Control Set. It lets the consumer who buys it,
you know,
what
basically
games and
what
accessories to
every
get.
game
Make
console
sure you
is
have
nowadays.
purchased
No
your favorite game to
package.
take home with this system.
No
Or they'll be
jackass is
bored
gonna
right
pick
away,
Vegas
they won't be able to play
Stakes.
the game or anything. In this box,
No one in the right mind would buy
one
Vegas
controller
Stakes.
and RF for the
Even
hookup
back
to the
then,
TV.
if it was $5.
Then you hook that up to your RV.
That game is absolute ass.
Not. The Super NES has way cool accessories too, like the Super NES Super Scope, Mario Paint,
No,
and
the
Super
Super Scope
NES
was
Paint.
garbage.
You can get the Super Scope in 2 packages. The Super NES Super Scope 6 with the 6-in-1
Mega
game
shit
package.
and super
Way more
diarrhea.
awesome 'cause of its
That's
great
all it
game
is.
package.
That
3 puzzle
thing
games and 3
sucks
stations come with it.
so hard. Now, the
Or
games were
the
kind of
Super NES
interesting,
Super Scope, and they can buy their own choice
but
game,
the
like
gun
Metal Combat,
itself
Falcon's
is
Revenge,
total
Yoshi's
shit.
Safari. Check this out.
Because, I mean, at least the light gun, I don't care about your damn dance routine. I remember that stupid commercial, but the light zapper, that was nice and handy, and you could actually point it around. The scope used a thing on top that didn't have to rely on the screen itself for the reaction, and so its aim was always completely off. I never
Both
ever
Super Scope
had
sets
like
come
a
with
good
6
time
AA
playing
batteries,
it.
though, so
I owned it,
batteries are included.
but I hated
All
it.
batteries are included. Call now.
Yeah. He likes to
And it
stuff
took
like that.
6
Work with
double
your
A's,
set
I
up a
think.
Super Scope that people can play. And hey, take some time
No,
yourself.
don't,
on it.
because then they'll
You
learn
know,
how
like
much it sucks,
research,
and then
stuff
they
like
won't
that.
buy
You'll be
it.
way more
That's a
informed.
dumb move.
Another great Super NES accessory is Mario Paint. It's even educational and really fun. It lets kids draw their own
Yeah.
pictures, has a zillion colors, and even has already pre-made pictures to choose from. It also lets
Yeah,
kids
it has some
animate
interesting
pictures. They
shit.
can make mini movies and everything. And wait, that's
Yeah,
not all.
you can do
You
that.
can even compose your music with
I
Mario
will say this for Mario Paint. It had a
Mario
lot of
Paint is
cool
amazing.
shit in it to
And it comes
do.
with a Super NES mouse and a mouse pad too. Kids and parents love it.
The Fly game
Remember,
was pretty
When you
fun.
get your supplemental box around December 1st, it'll have these Mario Paint info sheets to hand out to customers. They're cool.
And that's not
Oh,
all.
thanks for
There are all
convincing me.
kinds
I'd
of
never
cool
thought of that.
accessories for the Super NES, from a variety of controllers to organizers to carry cases. Check with your store to see what they
Organizers?
have in stock. Now back to you, Ben.
Don't forget to tell them to get a Super NES cleaning kit too. Whew! The Super NES
Why?
is
All
an
you need is a
incredible
Q-tip and
product.
alcohol.
But hey, that's not all. No way, dudes. Nintendo's got portable power. It's time for Game Boy. Check this out.
Yeah,
Game
Game
Boy
Boy
is
is
the only
awesome,
truly portable game system available on the market. There's
but
over
you
300
have to
games
get
available.
specific
50%
games.
of the players are adults. Over 12 million units sold. Wow. Everybody loves the Game Boy. Some people say
I
they
mean,
want to call it Game
Tetris is
Boy.
like the game everybody had.
Explain
Hell,
the
my
facts.
father
There's a
played
sudden
Tetris.
realization
My father did not
that
care
Game
for
Boy is the
games.
product they really want. Here's the truth.
Because
Dude,
my father and I
there's
actually had a
more
competition.
poundage. Color products are
He-
like 2 times
with
as heavy
Tetris,
as
he
Game Boy.
owned
Try 2.79
the line score.
pounds against 10.6
And
ounces. Game
I
Boy's lightness is what
had
makes
the
it so
overall
portable.
score.
Color means you
Although
gotta use
recently
more
I blew that out of the
batteries.
water.
And more batteries often
can't
means
really
more expensive.
Say,
Game Boy
hey,
uses 4
can you
AA
beat
batteries
this
that
now?
last for as long as 30 hours. The Color system uses
No, they
6 AA
don't.
batteries and they last like 3 to 4 hours. Do the math. Game Boy also comes in 2 different packages. The Game Boy set, which is the Game Boy and Tetris, the most mind-bending and most popular puzzle game. Plus, the
That is
Game Boy cable
true.
lets
It's
you go head-to-head
probably one of the
against
greatest
another
games
player
ever
and get
created.
competitive.
I will give you that one,
Of course,
bud,
each
and
player
you
has to
suck
have the
at it.
same multiple player game pack. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
you
You
definitely
get 4
suck.
AA batteries and stereo headphones to rock out on.
Oh yeah, that's
Then,
right. The
there's the Game Boy
original
Basics,
brick
which is
took
perfect for
4.
people who have a lot of players to
I don't
shop
have
for.
the original brick.
That
I'd like
way
to have the
you can buy
original
game
brick
pack
back.
of
I
their
have a
choice to
pocket
play with.
version, and that
The
only
basic set
took
comes with the Game Boy,
4
of course,
AAAs.
4 AA batteries. You gotta love this batteries included thing.
I was
Right,
explaining
and
this to my
don't
students
forget,
here not too long
batteries
ago
are included.
about how like portable technology back then
We
required
also have
so
all the
many
extras,
batteries,
you know, the
and it
accessories.
never lasted long to
AC
begin
adapter,
with.
battery pack,
Meanwhile,
plug the
you
Game
know,
Boy
your
into the AC,
phone,
then after recharging
if
the
it's
battery
not
pack, you're out the door for
overused,
10
you know, can
more
last
hours
all
of
day.
non-stop game action. Hey, we don't want to forget about the one that got the whole thing happening. the NES for the Nintendo.
I don't know, you were all
system.
trying that so
This
hard
system
back
is
in the
still
early
out
90s
there.
to forget
It's
about
the
it.
original one, and it's got the most games. Over 600 totally cool kicking game packs. It's a lot of software, sports,
Well, I
action,
mean,
action,
Tournament
adventure.
Fighters,
You
Turtles
name it,
Tournament
NES
Fighters,
got
pretty
it.
good.
The name of the game is the game.
Ooh,
right?
Mighty
Hey,
Final Fight.
it's
I
also
had
got
that
over
game for a
75
little
million
bit. I
happy,
wish I
happy
didn't
game
sell it
players.
because it was
Let's not forget about them. And now it's got two designs. One, the original design like this.
sucks
Challenge.
because
This
it would
set
always
has
the
the
pins would
8-bit
always
controller.
separate.
The game Super
And it
Mario
was
Brothers
terrible.
3, only the hottest selling game of all time. Two controllers,
Yeah,
and of course
it's
the RF
an
and AC
impressive
adapter to
game.
hook
I'll
it
give you
all
that.
up. Then there's the newly designed controller.
If you ever want to
This
get a
system
good
is the
NES,
same
this is the
8-bit
model you
system,
get.
much
Just
cooler
don't use those
than
controllers. The controllers are
Top-loading, so
ass.
changing games
But that
quickly
top
is
loader's the
easy. And you can
shit
set it up
because
right
it will
next to the
play
Super NES.
any
A new,
NES
check
game.
it out,
Even if
high-tech
it's
controller
European or
and the usual
Japanese,
RF and
it'll
AC
play
for
it.
hookup. It shows Nintendo supports the 8-bit system all the way. New games and a new look just prove Nintendo's keeping those 8-bit players in the game. So party on! Wow, dudes,
Oh, God.
lots of product.
You're
If you
using a
have
lot
questions
of
on
Wayne's
any of this
World
stuff,
script here,
call
bud.
Nintendo's Consumer Service Hotline toll-free. It's in the help section of the manual. Hey, we talked setup, we talked product, let's talk games. Because like I said before,
Oh, we're actually
the
gonna show
name of the
Mortal
game
Kombat.
is the games. So what's hot and
Because
new this holiday?
Mortal
Let's
Kombat
take a
was
shall we? For the Super NES,
that
there's
was
another
quite
cool
the
sports game to add to the lineup.
port that they
NHL
had.
Stanley
Didn't do
Cup,
very well,
with
and
the
then
coolest Mode 7 scaling space
Nintendo
and
learned,
track
hey,
reaction.
kids like
Super
blood,
Mario
and said,
Brothers
screw it.
also. This game pack includes 4 games in one. A must-have for the Super Mario Brother enthusiast, including Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3, which have been tweaked to 16-bit graphics and stereo, plus the Mondo Lost
Yeah.
Levels. This game pack is free when you buy a Super NES Superset.
Oh man, this
Mortal
person
Kombat,
sucks playing
the
it.
game everyone's talking about. Street Fighter 2, Turbo, radical follow-up to the intense Street Fighter.
Yeah, I
Yoshi
mean, that
Safari.
was a pretty faithful
Yoshi's
port.
on the loose again, but this time for your Super
No, no, Yoshi Safari is
Metal
nothing to
Kombat,
get excited
Falcon's
about.
Revenge,
Metal Kombat
the
is
newest
definitely nothing to get
kick-ass shooter
excited
game
about.
for the Super NES Super Scope. Then for Game Boy, Kirby's Pinball. Play arcade pinball on your Game Boy. No quarter required.
You know, because
It's
why
cool.
play a real
Kirby's
table?
Ball. The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening.
That is
based on the
deceptively
classic
good.
Zelda series games.
And it's
Now you
probably
can
one of
take
the
Link
saddest
with you.
endings you'll
It's
ever
4
see in a
megs of
Zelda game.
battery-packed adventure. Portable party, dude. And for the original NES, Tetris 2. The ever-popular Russian puzzle game goes a step further. It's tough. Kirby's Adventure.
Yeah, no,
it's Kirby
actually-
floating, inhaling, enemy
Oh, that's
exhale,
right, when they
dude.
didn't know how to
Kirby's
really make
Adventure
Kirby
for the NES.
look, and they just went with
Okay,
whatever.
now, I stocked your brain up on Nintendo. Let me update you on talking to the customers. First of all, don't be a pushy used car
no.
sales dude fast talking customers to death. We don't want that image. Hey, that's my car. You want it?
Hey, this car is you, pal. It has your name written all over it. Nah.
Yeah, loser.
Don't be a pushover either. Be assertive, and hey, you're really doing the consumer a favor when you explain why Nintendo is so great. So try these simple tips. Get your
Oh,
store's
please,
customers rough,
inform me.
suave, bold demeanor. Be enthusiastic and talk video game fun. Don't be fake or too technical. Be real and tell them why Nintendo is so cool. Here's the really fun part.
Well, let me know when you
Use the
become
hands-on
cool, and maybe I'll
demo and
believe you.
displays to show the people the Nintendo products. Mac gameplay action.
God.
Your store
Jurassic
has agreed to set up
Park.
a Super NES and TV for you to demo with. If they don't have a Super NES display already, make sure you have a Super NES up and running to show top games like NHL Stanley Cup and Super Mario All-Stars.
It's not a top
Check
game.
it out. These
Who are
guys
you
will show
bullshitting?
You know, I was talking to the guy over there, and he told me that there's a color portable system available.
Well, you know, color does have its drawbacks. And one of those happens to be the weight of the unit. I mean, the unit's going to weigh about 3 pounds, as opposed to 10.6 ounces with the Game Boy. Also, you're going to pay a
Whoa,
price. You're gonna pay a
really?
lot in
We're gonna
taxes,
go
too.
on weight?
Look, you gotta ask questions to know what the customer's looking for, so ask. Number 1, what type of features or games are you interested in?
Like Game
Number 2,
Gear
how old's the
and,
player?
and
Number 3,
Lynx.
how experienced is
Lynx
the
could have
player?
had some
You know, stuff like
potential,
that.
but both of them just kind
Yeah.
of, well, they had
Show 'em
terrible
how
games
Nintendo
to
meets
begin with.
their needs.
They're kind of afterthoughts.
Hi.
You're the Nintendo person, right?
Uh-huh.
Great. Why are they redesigning the NES?
Well, by redesigning the NES system, Nintendo is actually showing its commitment to the 8-bit market. You can still use the over 600 games that are available for the original 8-bit system, as well as all the accessories. But it has a new.
But we're not going to tell you that you can use all the import shit.
Thanks.
Hey,
Nobody ever talks like that.
Check it out again.
No, it's not.
It has a new top-loading feature that makes it really neat.
Great, thanks.
You don't.
All right.
No. No, you jackass! You say it makes it easier for the game to be played because it won't separate the pins, you fuck sticks.
Explain the products to the customers.
Oh my god, you're sabotaging yourselves.
The legal size blue sheet compares our system with the competition. The blue sheet shows the Super NES games and systems. The pink sheet shows NES and Game Boy systems and accessories.
And then the maroon sheet tells you how much of a dipshit you are.
Mario Paint,
just for trying to hawk this.
Hi, Nintendo, huh? Well, you know it's getting close to Christmas, and I'm getting ready to get a game pack for my children. But I've been watching a lot of news reports on violence in video games, and I'm quite concerned.
Oh
about that.
yeah,
You know,
good
I
old
really want to
ESRB talk.
And quite frankly, with all these reported violence and things like that, I'm just about ready to get rid of all my systems.
I understand. Nintendo's actually been.
I mean, I
concerned
would
about violence
too,
in video games for
especially
quite
if you're
some time.
playing that
We actually have this
Genesis
brochure for
garbage, because they
parents.
just really suck
It
and all that
details
blood.
some of the things we look at when we
You don't
make
want your
video
kids to
games.
actually see
Wow, that's
reality.
great.
All right, now to listen, people. Very crucial point. Listen in.
Hi.
Hi. You know, I was talking to the other guy over there, and he told me that the other system actually is better sound, better graphics, is an overall better system, so I'm not sure which one to get.
Let me show you this
So
comparison
which one are we
chart.
talking about?
It
We're talking
shows
about
that in
Genesis.
every
It's
category,
older
Super
and it
NES
uses
is superior to the
synthesizers that are
competition.
different than what you get for Super
Not only that, but
Nintendo.
if you buy the Super
You
NES
also
Super Set right
go
now,
with
you
anything
get a
else
free
like,
Super Mario All-Stars
oh,
game
I
pack.
don't know.
Yeah, I see it
Three,
does come
let's
with
see,
a game
93,
pack. Super
3DO
Mario.
would be out,
That's
Philips
Super
CDI
Mario
would be
that comes
out,
with the system.
and
I'm talking about Super Mario All-Stars. That comes
they
in
are
addition.
complete garbage.
Super Mario
In fact,
All-Stars is a
CDI
4-in-1
and
game
3DO,
pack
well,
valued at
3DO
over
more often,
$60.
that
It
just
has
shows
Super Mario
softcore
Bros.
porn,
1,
so
2,
good
3,
luck
and the
with
lost
that.
levels never before seen.
Wow, so I get not
In
only
the
one that's
United
included with the
States,
system, but an additional
if you
one.
didn't play it
Plus,
on a
it sounds like it's a
Famicom.
better system overall. I think I'll get this one.
Great. Don't forget your coupon.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Ben! Hey, Ben! Ben!
Oh, look, we tried comedy, and look how well it went.
Dudes, remember.
If anything, you're gonna
discussions
lose
with
money
customers
on this
about the
shit.
Competition can be tricky, so make sure you don't fall into the usual traps. You don't ever want to mention the name of the competition. You also don't want to knock,
Yeah, because
blame,
God
insult,
forbid they
or
might
make
actually
rude
think
and
about Sonic the
unseemly
Hedgehog.
noises and derogatory comments about the competition's products. Talk about all the good stuff about our products instead. You may also hear
Yeah, I
rumors.
don't know
When
too
you're
many
out
people
there,
who actually do that.
perception
They usually
does
just
not always
run
match
everybody
reality.
through the dirt.
So don't be surprised to hear these common objections or criticisms about Nintendo. Nintendo
Because
is
they're
not
probably
cutting
true.
edge or not coming out with the most advanced, coolest products like the CD-ROM. Not! Let's
Oh
be
my
real.
god, really? You're gonna talk about Sega CD?
It's great for big piles of information, but Nintendo's not gonna bring out a product when there's not a way to get fast action and cool interactive fun out of it. Nintendo doesn't think
Yeah,
CD-ROM
you kind of got a
technology
point on that
represents
one.
players.
I mean, really.
Hey,
There weren't too many
read my
actually decent
CD-ROM is
games on... Oh, whoa. I mean, yeah, CD-ROMs were slow. Oh man, I don't need to see your
Nintendo
feelings,
fans
bro.
expect the best, and CD-ROM can't deliver yet. But Nintendo is on the cutting edge, actually light years beyond
Yeah,
kids.
we're gonna screw around
With the
so much
Silicon
that we're gonna
Graphics
piss
partnership
people
for a
off to the point we're gonna have
64-bit
PlayStation
system, the Nintendo
created.
hardware for the airlines happening, coffee, tea, Mario. Nintendo is going way beyond in creating fun for the future of gameplay. Check this
Can't
out.
go way beyond in terms
Roll
of imagination with this training video, that's for
Upon a
damn
time,
sure.
Video games were just barely video and just barely games. While hailed as an
Hey,
escape from
Pong's a
board
classic.
games,
Fuck
players
off.
found themselves bored anyway. Then Nintendo came along and redefined the category with vastly
Not
superior
really.
video, more challenging games, and just a little character. Kids couldn't get enough of
No, I'll give you
Mario's
that one.
adventure. So Nintendo introduced
Wow,
Super
you
NES,
can't even
and
you can't
Mario's
even
8-bit
capture
man
video right.
exploded into a 16-bit world with a devotion to consistently advanced gameplay.
I remember
Nintendo
how
has
hardcore
continued
they
to break
sold
new
that
ground
disco
with Mode
ball
7 graphics
scene in
and
Mario
the Super
World.
FX chip which delivers the most realistic action on the market today. But as a
With
company that has
polygons.
always led the industry, Nintendo continues to look forward.
And
with
who
an
could
eye to the
animate that
future,
well with Mario
what begins
Paint?
today.
I've
Nintendo,
never had
the world's
anybody
leader in
animate well
video
with Mario
games,
Paint.
has joined forces with Silicon Graphics.
I'm pretty
the
sure there are
world's leader
people
in
who are good
visual
on that. You can
computing.
probably find them on
Introduce the
YouTube. But
most
damn, I've
exhilarating,
never seen anyone that good on
breathtakingly
Mario Paint.
realistic 3D video entertainment ever witnessed. Project Reality. Leagues
Oh,
beyond any currently available or anticipated
you're
hardware.
talking about
Project Reality
the
will bring
Virtual
to home
Boy.
video players the same types of astounding visual effects seen in movies, like Terminator 2.
You know,
and
that'll
Jurassic
die in
When this
6
technology
months.
is made interactive,
It only had like
players
a grand
won't just
total of
watch their
18
TV
games in the
screens,
library.
they'll dive headfirst right through them.
Because they watched the Virtual Boy for more than 10 minutes. And they want to just jump out of their window. So am I like watching the intro to, okay, that's not kosher, but
Video entertainment that looks and sounds like nothing you've ever seen before.
it barely looks like that now. Okay, it looks a little bit better than this. But, oh hey, are we gonna watch some Reboot?
A world that is like a dream come true. That sort of takes your imagination.
God, she's a
way off.
mother now.
This kind of stuff is just rocket, and it's much better when it's fast.
Rocket? I don't trust you. You're an Oakland A's fan. You have no taste. Uh-oh, Thomas the Tank Engine's pissed.
They're fun. They're cool.
And we just decided to interview rando kids and just to sell it on this. Okay.
Anywhere I want to go, and lets me be anything I want to be.
What does this have to do with Nintendo? I am so lost. It's like you went to a kids museum and just interviewed rando
Look
kids.
different, it would feel different.
Super duper sound. Oh, yeah, a lot of action.
You're a Giants fan. I don't trust anything you say either.
We don't just want to play the games, we want to be right inside them.
Yeah, okay, I get it, but I don't know what you're expecting. It's the mid-90s, early to mid-90s. You can barely do platformers right half the time.
That may
Well,
have
see,
felt
that's
like
something
the
Sonic the
21st
Hedgehog
century,
always
these
said,
phenomenal
so
effects will be
don't be
dazzling
derogatory,
arcade game
huh?
players this time next year. And by the end of 1995, Project Reality will be a reality to all home players as well. No other system
And they'll
will
have
offer this
eye
dimension
strain
of realism.
immediately.
No other manufacturer can promise this scope of play. With this marriage of game-making expertise and technical wizardry, home video
You'll wish you
entertainment
had
just
never
took
seen it in
on
your life.
a whole new dimension.
Oh,
64-bit
dimension
Nintendo
is
in
right,
the
more like
arcades in 94 and in your
demented.
house in 95. Nintendo is leading the way.
Like, they seriously
Now,
found
let's talk
somebody who
sports.
was like a
Nintendo
really
short
poor
on
imitation of
sports? I
Keanu
don't
Reeves and then gave him
We've got
Wayne's
great sports
World
games.
script
Super NES,
to just
Game Boy,
repeat.
and NES. And we're talking awesome sound and soundtracks. Better in-the-game perspective with Mode 7 scaling and rotation, more game features and options, and incredible graphics. Just look at the Super NES NHL Stanley Cup hockey. The players
I'd rather not.
models and videos taken of actual players. So your players,
You know,
have
real
all the
players
moves and
for
shots
real
just
hockey.
Like the pros. You can even save all your stats and go a full season. Need I say more? He shoots,
I wish you
he
wouldn't,
scores.
but you will.
Nintendo Rama, making the sports
Oh,
game.
that's a term you're gonna throw around now, Nintendo
Make sure to
Rama.
give this cool sports page to customers who are into sports. Okay, you got all that.
yeah.
Nintendo is truly awesome. All right,
I'd
all
really
right,
like to
let's
kick
wrap
you
this
in the
thing
ball.
up. Now look, there's two more things you got to know about. Number one, how to
Oh
complete the
God,
form.
really?
And number two, what to do with all this stuff at the end of the demo. Form.
Set it on
You gotta
fire right
complete
in
and
front of
sign
your
these things
doorstep.
every day. Also, you got to have the manager sign off on it. At the end of the program, turn your forms into your store manager. Unless you don't want to get paid, because you get your paycheck from your store. Then, You got
Wow,
the evaluation
that's
in that training
deep
binder
thinking
thing,
there,
fold it
Ben.
and drop it into the mailbox. Then leave this stuff in your store. Extra brochures, sports pages, tip sheets, keys, the white and yellow copies of the reimbursement form, banners, posters, Nintendo Power Players
Like, now you're gonna
guides,
get all legal
the
on me?
videotape
You've been all
reminder,
like, yo, bro,
all
the
the
entire
stickers
time, and now I'm getting serious talk.
Now, you can keep the
You might be a
following, like Ed, the announcer dude said
sociopath, or
before.
maybe
You get the
schizophrenic.
hat, you get the vest, Nintendo keychain, Mario paint, pen, and flashlight keyring, the 2 buttons,
Oh
pink copy of
shit,
the
my
reimbursement form,
life was not
stand-up
complete
Mario
until
display,
this day.
screwdriver, and your Mario thermal
A
travel. And
screwdriver?
whatever you don't want, you gotta destroy. So hey, party on, Nintendo demonstrators, and have a good time.
Oh God, really?
Hasta Luigi, baby.
Yes, Hasta Luigi, spaz. I've been in good moods while playing games, but I've never... And Clay Fighter is not something to get excited about. I've never done headbanging while playing a game. I'm sorry. Well, okay. Turtles in Time, that would be close. I would almost... Whoa! Someone had some anime drawing skills back then. Give me something for my headache. Nobody ever had 3 other friends to play the exact same game on the 4-way on Game Boy. Please fire the band. Good night, nurse. That was rough. Not as rough as Cap Crazy, but pretty bad. I mean, sure. Try to hawk this shit to parents because they don't know what the fuck. They can't actually do their own research. Fuck it. Lie a little. It's cool. Well, anyway, that's all I have for this time in Direct to Riff. So until next time, party people, toodles.